welcome back. Reedie and Z. Week 18 recap, but there really ain't no recap about week 18. I mean, we already lost 38-10. We did what we were supposed to do. We secured the second overall pick. And we got a lot to talk about. It was in a busy day, bro. About 8:30 a.m. this morning. Rivera, they labeled it as parted ways. He was gonna be fired, let go, resign, whatever it was. Ron Rivera is no longer the head coach of the Washington Commanders, and the search is on. So yeah, we're gonna get right into it. So what you think about the day?
What a somber day for the Washington Commanders. We lost one of the all-time greats in Ron Rivera. It just hurts. It hurts.
All-time great.
Hey, man, listen. It's a good day in Washington. It's a good day to be a Commanders fan. Got a little bit of neuriagic jerk of excitement today. Just, being in the news headlines and just in a positive direction. Just could put this season behind us and just move forward with the future.
Absolutely. It feels good, definitely. You know what I mean? Like we say, it's a new day in Washington. Josh Harris wasted no time today. The first report to come out after Ron got fired was that Bob Meyers and Rick Spielman were brought on to be consultants, advisors, to help with the hiring process of the soon-to-be GM, head of football operations, whatever you want to call it, and the head coach. Then shortly after that, we heard Bob Meyers has ties with Jim Harbaugh, Reedie's pick for head coach. And yeah, they said they already reached out to his agent. The man haven't even played the national championship yet. Actually, it's about to come on. And his agent already getting hit up for jobs. The guy's not wasting no time.
Man, Bobby Slowik, Ben Johnson, Raheem Morris, to name others that have been reached out to. Top end GMs in the league have been reached out to.
Yeah, Peters.
Yeah, from the 49ers, the assistant GM.
You got I think it's called Alec
Cunningham.
The guy from the Eagles. These are assistant GMs out there. Mike McDonald has been contacted on the head coach's side. Also, Aaron Glenn with the Lions. Can't forget those either. So, there's been a few other GMs. You got anybody else to name?
It looks like they did their due diligence. They had everything ready to go. All I know is I woke up at 6:00 this morning, and I checked my phone. Nothing happened, so I rolled back over and goes back to sleep. Next thing I know, I feel my watch buzzing. Then I look at my watch and Ron has been dismissed. I was like, okay, cool. I knew that. So I go back to sleep. Then everybody started calling me, calling my phone. You called. I'm like, hold on, what's going on? And then it's just like all of these statements and everything up. And I'm just like, oh, wow.
Facts.
They just had all their ducks in a row. They was ready to go from the get-go. It looks like they had this, had everything prepared maybe a week or two ago at this point.
Yeah, facts. Everything was already written. And it's exciting, man.
The crazy thing is Ron even had a press release written, and he was already let go.
Facts.
It kind of to me, I feel like nobody proofread it because some of the grammar in it was like wow. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, hey. But nah, in all seriousness, and I posted it earlier today. Day one, when Ron first got here, I was one of the most excited fans to get Ron because I felt like he would bring that structure. I felt like that he could, he was perfect for what we needed at that time. And even before Reedie even jumped on ship, I was that guy. And Ron, I trust the process. Bobby, trust the process.
Definitely was that guy.
Fast forward 4 years later,
you would never know that was his man.
I was the first guy. Know. I was the first guy. Hey, you're outdated. Thank you, but it's time to go. Yeah, thank you for your service. It is what it is. It's a new age in football, man. And you got to be able to just adapt You got to be able to make smart moves. You got to be able to build a team. You got to be able to find your franchise quarterback. All of the things that Ron did not do when he was here. And I mean, it's unfortunate the man loses his job, but I mean, he'll bounce back. He'll either, a lot of people saying he may be a defensive coordinator. I mean, I can see him jumping in the press box, you know what I mean, being on CBS or Channel 7, something. But
yeah, I don't think he's a Fox guy. He doesn't.
They definitely not. He definitely not a Fox guy. You gotta be energetic. He kind of talks too. He too, you know, monotone. But other than that, I mean, I'm excited, man. I'm excited to get these interviews going. Get this roster together. You know, Josh Harris had his interview earlier, answered a lot of questions. They asked him about the name change, and he's like, "Look, man, we got a million other things to worry about right now." You know what I mean? As you see, we trying to figure out our front office, figure out our coaching. We got roster moves to make. You know what I mean? The name change ain't even on their mind right now. You know what I mean? He even talked about, they asked him about the situation, you know, with Ron. And he said, you know, Ron's a class act guy. He enjoyed working with him this year. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, we didn't produce a winner. And this fan base, this city deserves a winning organization, and they're going to do everything in their power to do that. They're going to draft properly. He talked about the draft capital that we got and the flexibility. Of course, he talked about the buku cap space. You know what I mean? And it seems like they have a plan. Like Reedie called me earlier, Eugene Chin been on his shit, huh? He had to. I mean, it's just like they moving like smart. And I mean, it's only day one. We don't want to jump ahead of ourselves, but I just like the approach so far.
Yeah, that definitely. I definitely concur with those sentiments. Somewhere around 85 million. Once it's all said and done, more closer to the 90 million number in cap space. Yeah, what, 5 out of the top 100 draft picks. You know, this is a ideal place. You know, I had issues with this for years. Why didn't nobody want to come here? Like, you so tell me all the time, like, really, nobody wants to come here because of the culture. This is that and the third. So this is a great time for us. I know it sucks. It sucks, man, winning 4 games. And Josh alluded to that in his press conference today as well. You know, listening to sports talk radio today, and they're giving all their interpretations of what his meaning was, and that and this and that. It just feels good to finally be here. It's it's a good day, man. It's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah, for sure. Put it out. You know, James St.
Absolutely.
Patrick, Halliday, Peters, McDonald, and he said, hey, we could even bring in the guy that just left the Giants defense. What's that? Marty Wingenberg? What's his name?
Absolutely not. No, don't nobody want Wink Martindale.
Wink Martindale. That's
absolutely
his name.
Not.
Hey, their defense was solid.
I'd rather go get Flores, or if Raheem Morris isn't going to be a head coach, if you could pry him away somewhere, then get Wink Martin. Yeah, Wink Martindale, he's going to blitz, but is he really a good defensive coordinator? The last 2 he was with the Ravens, they got him out of there. Then the Giants got him out of there. I mean, the way it's looking in the reports, like he left due to the Giants parting ways with 2 other assistant coaches. So it seems like he's loyal, but I don't know the true story, so I'm not going to say nothing about it. But that's what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
But for us, no. I don't think that we need to go the Wink Martindale route. I think we can get a solid defensive coordination from someone else other than him.
Yeah. And I mean, and Josh Harris talked about it. He wants to hire the head of football operations first. He wants to let them, you know, hire the coach. But he's of course in that nucleus, deciding the deciding factors. Of course, it's going to be Myers, it's going to be Spielman, it's going to be Harris, it's going to be those guys. Plus, even today, one point that was brought up, it kind of shocked me, but they asked Josh Harris, how do you feel about, you know, Eric Bieniemy? Is that somebody you want to, you know, you enjoy working with, stuff like that? And he just talking about how he enjoyed working with Eric. Eric has a lot of, you know, experience. You know, they definitely had some success in Kansas City. and he made a comment saying that, you know, once we get the head of operations in, he hopes Eric can be a part of that process in selecting it, you know, being a part of that process of getting the head coach. You know what I mean? With that being said, it definitely sounds like EB will not be the head coach of this team, but it definitely, to me, it sounds like the window is still kind of open for him to potentially be the offensive coordinator. But we all know that's ultimately up to the head coach who's hired. And you know, Josh Harris mentioned that as far as the rest of the staff, he's going to let the coach basically decide.
According to Grant and Danny, they said that was just their interpretation was it was a nice way for him to basically say, I like what EB's done for us, but we're not interested. Because if he was truly interested in, and this is their take, if he was truly interested in, they set up interviews with Bobby Slowik. They set up interviews with Raheem Morris. They set up interviews with all of these other coaches aforementioned. And why didn't they mention your guy?
Yeah.
So that's their point. I don't know. That's to yet to be determined. But everybody knows what I want. I want Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah.
So let's see. I'll take a Ben Johnson. But I like Harbaugh. I think Harbaugh will come in here with, and, you know, I know everybody's gonna say it's a retread this, a retread that. But knock on wood, he wins the national championship tonight. He's won everywhere. He's appeared in the Super Bowl. He's turned the organization around before. Can we say that for Ben Johnson? We don't know.
Yeah, we can't say that yet. You know, because this will be his first shot at head coach. But we'll see. You know, I mean, he's led an elite offense the last 2 years. And they got some talent. I mean, Jared Goff is no slouch. Of course, we know he took the Rams to the he took the Rams. He took the Rams. He took the Rams to the Super Bowl a couple of years, so we know he's no slouch. I didn't say leading the league. I said he for the last 2 years he's had a top offense.
You said elite offense. You said an elite offense. That is false.
Okay, I didn't mean to say elite. I was saying the top.
We're speaking about Ben Johnson, correct?
Correct, absolutely.
No,
and their offense ain't no slouch. I mean, I may have overstated and said elite. They're better than cool.
They're cool. Like, I mean, he's a up and coming offensive coordinator. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't like him, but like, come on, let's stop with the trying to pump him up like so much. He's cool. He's good. I don't have no issues with him. But like, we're not gonna sit here and talk about like this was the greatest show on turf offense they got.
Ain't nobody saying that. Ain't nobody saying that.
Like, he's getting.
They definitely a top offense, and they put up numbers.
I don't know where are they at in terms of rankings. I don't know. Are they top 5?
Let's see.
I can't confirm them being top 5.
Let's see where they at.
They may be in the top 10.
Let's see where they at. Offensive ranking.
Maybe in the top 10.
Total offense, they're third. They average 394.8 yards per game.
Okay. All right. I stand corrected.
Total offense.
Corrected. I stand corrected.
So, I mean, I feel like I always said I prefer that young, exciting, energetic guy that's gonna come in here and bring some life. I'm not totally against the Harbaugh move. I just prefer someone young. Now, in reference to, I feel like if we're going to go an older coach, then Harbaugh would definitely be the selection. I don't want no Bill Belichick. Absolutely not.
Circumstances, absolutely not.
Yeah, but in reference to Harbaugh, I mean, just having his brother 35, 45 minutes up the road, starting to, you know, and it could be a Harbaugh Beltway Classic, some shit. You never know. We actually, looking at the opponents, we actually play them in Baltimore next year, which is going to be super exciting. I just think as far as like storylines and how the NFL is, and they big on them storylines, you never know. So, I mean, if we get Harbaugh, I think it'll still be exciting. But I just have that personal preference of that young guy. And of course, we know at this point, you know, beginning of the year, we both were very, very high on Sam Howell. And yeah, it's pretty much looking like Sam Howell is going to either be battling for the job, and we'll see how that go, or he potentially may be gone. They may trade him. I mean, he pretty much killed his hopes of being guaranteed to start the next year with the poor, the last 8 games and the interceptions and, the holding the ball, a lot of the mistakes that he was making. So we'll see. But, I mean, we're sitting at the second overall pick, and I feel like we're in a great position to do whatever we want, whether it's trade up to 1, whether it's trade back, or whether we stay put. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
absolutely. I agree. I feel like we kind of control the draft in a sense because everything really has to come through us in a sense, even without the number 1 pick. Absolutely. Because it's going to be teams that's going to want to come up. Like they covet Drake May and they covet Caleb Williams as the 2 1A quarterbacks in this draft, and then everybody else follows as far as striking it rich in the draft. So with that being said, if Caleb goes off the board, we got so much flexibility because somebody's going to want Drake May and they're going to want to come up. We can either go back, we can get some more draft capital and still get somebody else. I mean, it just depends on what regime comes in and what they see of Sam and or these quarterbacks that are coming out. And I'm not saying that I still believe in Sam. I think that he can be a solid quarterback for us, but I do agree with everyone else that he has kind of like soured our taste, when it comes to him giving his play. Now I don't know how he can rejuvenate himself in the offseason or get with his quarterbacks coaches and figure it out, but he had a great first half of the season. And I just think that we still have to kind of like evaluate that, and I just always look at these other teams where they draft these quarterbacks in these top spots and they don't produce and they still give them time. So I think maybe I don't want us to make that mistake and pass on him and then he goes somewhere else and has success and we're kind of like still snowballing in the same situation that we've been in for years in quarterback hell. Because I think that Caleb will be a home run, but they also thought that Bryce, what is his name? Bryce Young. Bryce Young is the last name Young. Bryce, for Carolina, they thought he was going to be it. It took a few years for Trevor Lawrence to come along, and he was the best thing smoking since they was comparing him to the all-time greats when he came out. So Trevor Lawrence has come along. Your guy, the guy with the Chargers, he's kind of slowed down, a little bit. So I mean, these quarterbacks is up and down. It's in between. I'm just saying. Wes says stop it. I get it. I'm just saying just do your due diligence. I ain't saying that. I'm not even gonna go back and forth with this man today because this is not even worth. It's not even worth the conversation. But I'll be that same guy that said. People said stop it, and they wanted these draft picks if they don't pan out. Trust and believe. I'm petty. I'm going to bring it up. Got L yesterday on all that stuff he was saying. He tried to recant his statement, but Reedie remembered.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean, I definitely feel you on that. Only thing though is just like you said, Sam has really lost the favor of a lot of people that was on his side. He already had a bunch of people that didn't believe in him from the beginning. And I mean, he didn't help himself closing out the year. Personally, I feel like in a situation where you have a year where you had like that success in the beginning and then you kind of fall off and fell off the way he's fallen. I mean, at 2, I feel like you almost have to draft a quarterback. You have to.
I'm not to cut you off. I'm sorry, but somebody made a comment. If we get offered what they got offered for the Rams, I don't think nobody's going to ever offer that. That was just entirely too much to come up, especially to come up to 2. And then let's just talk about us going up to 1. What does that look like? Because everybody seems to think that it's going to be some little give them the number 2 pick and maybe give them a 3rd or something else, and we're going to move to number 1. That's crazy. What was it? What was said yesterday? Somebody said, do you remember? The if we moved up to
If
one,
we move up to one, it'd be like 2/3 or like a second and a third or something like that.
and then the number 2 pick to move up to one, just one
Yeah,
spot.
if you move up one spot, I definitely think you would have to give up at least a second or like maybe 2/3. And then it don't even really have to be this year, and you know what I mean. But a team, Chicago may try to sway that, that pick that they got from Sweat. You know what I mean. They may try to snatch that back or something like that. Just you know what I mean, because I mean, if you move from 2 to 1, that means you really trying to like play the game. You either gonna get your guy or you even gonna trade back out. So in order for them to give up that power, I think they will want something that you really don't want to give up.
But if you got 2 chips on the table that are top, looking at the mock drafts now, they got quarterbacks going with the first 4 picks in a lot of these drafts. So we already know that the kid from North Carolina and the kid from USC are the top 2 players in the draft at the quarterback position that they're coveting at this moment. So we got at least one. So I mean, you telling me they may think that they may like Caleb over May, and then you're going to do all of that just to go up to get May to still select him when you could have got him either way, or you could have got either or if you like both of them the same. That to me that doesn't make sense. So at 2, you still have the capabilities to play the game with the other teams, the a la New England Patriots and these other teams. The Bears are kind of like in the driver's seat because don't they pick in the top 5? Then they got the 5th pick.
They got like the 1st and the 9th or something like that.
Oh yeah. Okay. It did change. Okay.
Yeah. So they got like the 1st and 9th. So I mean, I think the Bears are in a great position because I mean they can either keep Fields and play the game and trade out and get a stockpile of picks, probably get some next year picks as well, like they just did with the trade, or they could flip it, trade Fields, get their guy, whether it's Caleb or May. So I mean they're in a great position. But as far as us, I mean, it all depends on what they want to do with Fields. If you know what I mean, so if they keep it Fields, then Washington may try to. I mean, we may try to trade up because at the end of the day, we ain't gonna want another team to jump up, especially if their guy's Caleb. You know what I mean? Everybody loves Caleb, so it just depends on who really their guy is. We'll see as we get closer to the draft, and I think a lot of people talking about the quarterback from Washington. I think that's too high for him. You know what I mean? If you looking at him,
Jr.
Yeah. If you looking at him, I think you trade back.
Yeah, you definitely trade back. I don't. He's not a top 10 pick to me.
Yeah,
I don't think May's even a top. To me, May's I feel like he's Sam Howell. If you look at him standing side by side, they're the same height, damn near.
Yeah.
Look, the same body type. Can he throw it? But we thought Sam could throw it too when he was a junior coming out. So if Sam doesn't go back for that senior year, he would have been in the same boat. So I don't know. I mean, Caleb, he's cool, but are we really ready? Have we really evaluated him enough to say that he's going to be a bona fide franchise changing quarterback?
That's the way I feel. I feel like we should really evaluate him more and see what's what. What kind of lost me on Caleb, and people may get on me about this, but when he was crying on TV, when his mother and all that, I'm like, what the hell is going on with bruh? Like, what he going through? You know what I mean? It ain't just seem right. Like, what are you crying for? You know what I mean? If you are gonna cry, go in the locker room. Like, you on the sideline cry like that over a loss. So I don't know. Questionable. And for me personally, having these at-home guys, I don't feel like it's really worked for us. I don't feel like it worked for any DC team for real. So that's another thing. You know what I mean? Getting a homer. So we'll see. I'm not totally against it, but like you said, I would love to reevaluate more and see what's what. But Reedie said yesterday he'd be cool with taking Harrison at 2.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely cool with taking Harrison at 2. Do I think we need to address the quarterback position? Absolutely, but I think that I would feel a little bit better about the quarterback if we had an offensive line, if we had a little bit better play from our receivers, a little bit better play calling in our offensive scheme, I would feel a little bit better to say, yes, absolutely, we need a quarterback. Do I feel like we need a quarterback? Absolutely. But am I ready to say we need to spend our first pick on a quarterback? Do we need a Caleb? Do we need a one of these players? Are they absolutely going to be a game changer? I don't know. I'm just a little worried just given drafts before they put these evaluations on these quarterbacks and it doesn't work. And then you boohoo crying a few years, but everybody, oh, we need to go get Caleb. Oh, we need to go get this person. Everybody's a quarterback guru until it don't go right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Sam's answer. I'm absolutely not saying that. But I'm just saying, like, we need to be absolutely 100% sure. And I feel like we need more playmakers. Like, let's just be honest. I said this weeks ago, and I'm standing on business. Terry, to me, is not a bona fide number one receiver. He's a very good receiver, maybe a 1B, but a game-changing receiver that can play every wide receiver position. I don't know. Can he run every route? I don't know. Does he have that elusive route running and separation? I don't know. 50-50 balls? Absolutely. Somebody that's going to put his heart on the line? I believe that. But true receiver releases, and I don't know about Terry. I don't. No. I love him to death, but I don't know.
This number 2 pick won't be easy. I don't think Howard's the guy. We need to see him in better conditions. We need O-line and D-line. But if we pass up on May, we may regret it.
May?
Got some May supporters in there. Even
I need to evaluate May a little bit more. I've seen him, but I haven't really seen him for real. I need to reevaluate him. But what I've seen from him was okay. But I don't think that he's a game changer. I feel like they thought Will Levis was supposed to be the man, and we've seen that. I mean, he's capable. He can make every throw, but can he put a franchise on his back?
Mr. Chalky White on Instagram says, for God's sakes, no Williams. Average Joe, don't draft Williams. Stop playing. He's saying he's too short. Needs time in the pocket so he can really see. Yeah, man, Williams won't be nothing. It's a lot of people not really believing in Caleb Williams. Then we got somebody else, D1 Mari, Williams, best quarterback in the draft. What do you think we're going to do about the defense? To be honest, on the defensive side, I think that John Allen gets traded. That'll be the first defensive move of the offseason. I think he gets traded for some draft capital, clear up a little bit of space. We're definitely going to take, some cap hit penalties with that trade because of his deal. But I think he's in like year 3 of his deal, so it ain't as bad, or approaching year 3 of his deal. So it won't be as bad, but I definitely think he's get traded off the top. I definitely think that we at some point in the draft, we're going to have to draft for edge rusher. Linebacker is definitely key. If we don't go linebacker like in the early 3rd, I think free agency comes first. I think free agency is definitely going to be where we need to go for linebacker. Then especially if we was to lure a Mike McDonald, there's been a lot of people saying if you get Mike McDonald, you got to go get Queen. The Ravens not going to be able to pay him. So, I mean, that could be an option. But we definitely got to get them linebackers together. And on the DB side, I would definitely let Fuller walk. I feel like he costs too much. Fuller he's okay. He at times this year, he's shown that he can still play. But I think his cap hit is around like 13 million or something like that. I could be wrong, but I remember Fuller. It's in that 10-13 million range. But I think Fuller should definitely be somebody that can either be.
Fuller comes off the books because he's a free agent. He'll be a free agent. So he's not on the books.
So you let him walk is what I'm saying.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm looking at over the cap right now. The highest cap hit is Terry with 24 million, Deron Payne second with 21 million, Allen with 21.5 million, and then Charles Leonard with 15 million. He absolutely has to go.
Yeah, Leno
Charles
has to go.
Leonard, that's 15 million. And the cap hit will be
The dead money probably like 7, 8
dead
million.
money is 8 million.
8
so
million.
Yeah. And then even if we trade Jonathan Allen, they can figure that out where they can eat some of that
that dead money.
Because his dead money is 12 million. So the only two that we absolutely can't trade is Terry. Well, we ain't even talking about that, but Payne will be 46 million in dead money if we trade him.
Yeah, we wouldn't.
So we know that's not happening.
And then and also with the safeties, it's Curl's contract year, a potential franchise tag potentially, but also they were talking yesterday to Curl. And I think it may have been JP that posted it today. It may have been the day they talked to him, but they basically was asking Curl about does he want to stay here? He said absolutely. He loves the area. He definitely think we can build something here. So he's definitely, he doesn't want to leave. In reference to his deal, they was asking him, what is he expecting about, on the money side? And he said he just want to be richer than he is today. While Jeremy Reeves was in the background saying nothing less than 100 million, man. So, and then they asked, what do you think about Reeves' comment? And he basically said, like, Reeves should have been my agent. Reeves should be my agent or something, a little joke like that. So, the man may be looking for 100 million. You know what I mean?
Is he worth that?
It depends on the market. It depends on the market.
Like, I'm not saying I love Cam Curl. I love him, but 100 million.
If, say for instance, Cam Curl gets 5 year, 100 million, that's 20 million a year. Is it what safeties are making 20 million? Is he
worth
now?
20 million a year, Cam Curl, for what he does?
What safeties are making? It depends. What safeties are making 20 million in the league?
I mean, I don't think, me personally, like, I love Cam Curl. I think he's all over the field. I think he makes plays, but he doesn't take the ball away. So that's the thing with me. Like, you're not taking the ball away. You're not a ball hawk. You're not getting interceptions. You're not forcing a ton of fumbles, getting TFLs and things of that nature. Why should we pay you 20 million a year? I think he's a 12 million, 11 million guy. That's better money than what he's made. What was it, a 6-round pick?
Yeah, 20 million is high, because looking at it
absolutely
right now, they saying that Micah Hyde makes basically about 10 million. Tyrann Mathieu makes 9 million. Tracy Walker of Detroit makes about 8 million. Rashawn Jenkins makes 8.75.
Yeah, I mean,
so those are
11 is safety. I say give him 9, give him 10, and he should be good. Give him a 5-year, $60 million deal or something like that, 55 or something like that. I mean,
no. Let me backtrack. The list kind of updated when I clicked here. All right, Derwin James, 19 million. Micah Fitzpatrick, 18 million. Jamal Adams, 17 million.
Not in that category.
Jesse Bates, 16. Harrison Smith, 16.
Not as good as him.
Justin Simmons, 15. Eddie Jackson, 14.6.
And he's not as good as Eddie Jackson. So what are we doing here? Well, are we about to overpay? Because I'm pretty sure, I mean, we can get another safety to do what he does. He's not making no game-changing plays. Is he a solid player? Absolutely. But game-changing players where you want to break the bank? No. That's a hard no for me.
Yeah, Derwin James is the highest paid. But yeah,
Quan Martin. These players that you mentioned, they make plays. You don't hear about Cameron Curl in the highlights doing all of these things. Yeah. I think Martin has come along. He still got a ways to go. I think he showed what he showed in Illinois. Didn't he go to Illinois or was it Syracuse? One of them.
Illinois.
Yeah, he showed what he showed coming out. I think he was the best of the draft picks this year. Forbes Jr. I think Forbes Jr. need to hone his technique a little bit better and just I think they welcomed him to the NFL. He thought he was better than what he really is. I mean, I think he's going to be cool. He's going to work out. But he need to get in the lab. But for us to pay Cameron Curl $100 million, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't even in what? Walk.
That's what they saying.
Go ahead and walk, bro.
That's what they saying.
I feel you, but bro, come on. Like, let's just be realistic. Like, we're paying you to what? To you get burnt by tight ends all the time. It's not like you strapping people. Like you got this look on your face. This you have this visceral reaction all over your face. Like I'm speaking some foreign language or something. You don't agree?
I'm not saying I don't agree. I'm agreeing that 20 million is a lot of money. I don't necessarily think that letting Cam walk is the answer. I mean,
I'm not saying let him walk.
I'm not agreeing that he deserves 100 million. No, I'm not agreeing.
He don't deserve that to me.
No, because he's not like I just broke it down. Like I just broke it down. In order to get 100 million to make something like that make sense, it got to be at least a 5-year deal, and that's 20 million a year. That's not going to work. You know what I mean? He just not on Derwin level. Like you said, that's some of them other guys. It could be arguable, but Derwin James makes 19. Cam Curl ain't gonna get 20. But I mean, Payne also got that hell of a deal last year, so they could overpay. We don't know. I don't think 20 million is the answer though. I think we should be able to in the 15 range. I'm fine with that.
So they're basically saying give him a 4-year deal.
Who Payne? I mean, Curl.
Yeah.
Yeah, if Curl gets an extension, it's definitely going to be probably about a 4-year deal, 4 to 5 year deal.
4-year deal, we're looking at like 17 million.
If he get 15 a year, you're looking at 60.
That's crazy. I'm not even in that cat. I'm not even. I'm more so at the like 11 million. That's the max I think I would pay him. For what he does. For what he does, like
that ain't gonna get you no Cam Curl, baby.
But all right, well, I think it's other. I'd rather pay somebody else an established name that gets better stat lines and that does more than to pay him just because he's been here. I mean, I agree that you gotta pay your people, but he don't pass the eye test to me.
Yeah.
Especially at giving him 65 million on a 4 to 5 year deal. Crazy.
We got a new question polled. What do you would you mind Raheem Morris as the head coach?
Another retread.
I don't want Raheem Morris as the
another retread.
Nothing against Raheem. But yeah, nah.
The only retread I think I would take is Harbaugh.
Yeah.
That's the only retread because he's a retread, but did he go what terms did he go out in San Francisco? Was he truly fired? Did he have a losing season? Or he just went to college?
Yeah.
Can somebody definitively tell me in the chat what happened? Because I don't know, honestly. How did he go out in San Francisco? To me, on these other guys that are coming up for these head coaching positions this year, who already were head coaches before and that were terrible, I don't think he's in the same category.
Yeah. They even in the comments, looking at the comments on Instagram, going back to the Cam Curl topic. One person say they rather move on with Martin than Cam Curl. Swan jumped in and he said, we got to stop settling for average players.
It's absolutely.
Other than the linemen, we have no stars on the defense. We can probably find better in the draft. Absolutely. He agreed with you. One person, Ron E., it's going to depend on the defensive coordinator and the scheme. I believe in that. If they've been in the building already, I don't want them back. Leatherface says. College coaches get way more guaranteed than NFL coaches. Yeah. Oh, that's my neighbor. Yeah, that's true. They do. That money off top. So But yeah, so I mean, it's a lot to try to figure out for this team. I mean, It's gonna be a hell of an offseason, guys. Like top to bottom. Like
Get your popcorn ready.
yeah, like
I'm
I'm
here
gonna
for
just throw out names that I don't see coming back. On the running back side, from starting running back, because I mean, I feel like how he's on a rookie deal, you don't just cut him. You may trade him or whatever, potentially. Reedie is getting himself ready for my AG comment. But so it's cool. But so yeah, I think Howell could potentially stay or whatever. Jacoby Brissett, I will potentially bring him back as a backup. Why not? Looking at the running backs, you got B Rob, he stays. AG, I would keep. But it depends on the offensive coordinator and his scheme. But me personally, I would keep. I don't think he's going to cost you a lot of money in the open market. I think that for what he does and how versatile he is, he'll be cheap and he can stay. You can even bring him back on a proven 1-year deal and see what he can do. Because I don't think he gets a multi-year deal anywhere else. The other running back, other running back is a rookie, so we're not even going to talk about him. On the wide receiver side, Terry McLaurin stays. Curtis Samuels needs to be re-signed. Jahan Dawson's on the rookie deal. De'Ami Brown, I think, is gone. Dax Milne is gone. Crowder is gone.
Dax Milne is a $19,000 cap hit.
Pringle is gone. Tight end Logan's gone. Cole Turner probably more than likely will be gone, and that's a guy that I had high hopes in. Amani Rogers already been released. No, or maybe it was Curtis Hodges got released. Hodges got released. So Rogers is coming back off the injury. Leno is gone. Left guard. Who's our left guard? Sadiq Charles, I think he may stay. Nick Gates is definitely gone. Lawson, I would bring Lawson back as a backup. Cosme is getting all the praise. They getting him highest ranking lineman in all PFFs, all across the board. So Cosme stays. Wiley is definitely gone. He didn't even finish the season.
But he didn't make the Pro Bowl.
And he didn't make the Pro Bowl, correct. This dude, Maurice Scott, or whatever his first name is, he's been hooping. That's the offense. All right, defense.
So you said you would bring back the center as a
Larson. Larson is a backup.
Larson. So who would be the starter?
I would try to find somebody either in the draft or in free agency.
So we're just going to
because this and you're gonna have to get some. You got to upgrade this O line. You got to go get some real linemen, some real guys, and starting Lawson. I mean, Lawson cool and all, but he not top lineman. So I don't think that he needs to be in our starting mindset.
I say the second. Somebody posed a question. What do you think the need is after quarterback? I would say defensive back.
After quarterback, offensive line.
No, after quarterback. Like we know, offensive line is a need. Like that's the
question. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like we're discussing offensive line now, so I'm saying like after I don't even necessarily. I don't know. I'm torn.
Quarterback, offensive line, then what? DB, you saying? We need a linebacker before we need DBs.
Have you seen our DBs play?
I mean, but we need linebackers. Absolutely. You seen our linebackers?
But I think we
Mayo, Cody Barton,
depending on the scheme and who they bring in to be the defensive coordinator, I think that the linebackers will be. I think Jamin Davis has made strides. Everybody else needs to just go. 47 garbage. No, I take that back. 47 is not garbage, but I just think he needs a little bit of work. The rest of 57 is garbage. And Mayo, he just needs to retire. That's it.
Put him back with special teams.
He says edge
linebacker. That's not the second most.
Yeah,
I mean, no. I mean, because you can see what. I mean, even though we got a bunch of no names, I mean, you do want to go get a name. But I still think the reserve guys that we had played much better on the D line than the reserve guys we had at linebacker. Than the reserve guy, I mean, some of the reserve guys we had in the secondary. I think secondary is probably like the third or fourth, because tight end is definitely higher than DBs to me. You let Logan out. I didn't even want Logan last year, so we already know Logan's gone. That leaves us with Cole Turner, who's potentially gone, and the only one you got left is Rodgers. And Bates, tight end.
I think Bates is back.
For
But he's
what?
not a pass catching tight end. I mean, Bates is good in the run game. He's good in pass protection and all of that. Pass game, he's trash, but everything else, he's cool.
Yeah, let me jump over here and see what they're talking about over here. Yeah, Jack said 47.
We have so many needs. It's hard. I mean, sometimes I get lost because I can't keep up with so many needs that we have.
Yeah. What do you think about?
We thought we showed up some of these needs last year, but we didn't.
Someone asked, "What do you think about Trotter Jr. out of Clemson?"
Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
Trotter Jr. Yeah.
I'm not sure. I haven't done my research on him, so I'm not sure.
Yeah, I got to do some more research with him too. Yeah, with an 8-game losing streak, nobody's safe. That's facts.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Facts. We ain't had no sacks. Yeah, ain't have a lot of pressure. Texas tight end from Texas, draft a guy from Texas. He's good.
I haven't even done my draft workup yet. So once I get to that, I'll have a better I have some better insight on, some of the needs and stuff like that. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, I kind of been depressed the last few weeks. So
my man say Mayo and Barton gone. Mayo had Ron by the balls. He definitely did. I don't know what the hell Ron saw in Mayo. Right. Like, why? Man, Curl can't cover. So to even think to pay him top safety money is egregious.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he can cover a little bit, but he ain't strapping seatbelt nothing.
Yeah, I'm so sick of that celebration. That shit is annoying.
Yeah,
that's so annoying.
So
did we go through all the DBs? I need to get back to that.
St. Jude needs to go bye-bye.
St. Jude should be traded. Get whatever you can get for him. Get him out of here.
We said Fuller is not back.
Fuller will probably walk. Quan Martin is back. What's the other corner?
Quan Martin's not a corner.
He corner safety. Yeah. So Forbes will be back. He's on a rookie deal. Forrest will be back.
Yeah, safety.
I do think Curl. I think Curl comes back.
I think Curl comes back, but he definitely ain't getting no 15. He ain't getting no more than 12 million from me, and that's a stretch to get 12. He might be a 10 million.
They may franchise and trade him. And who's the other guy? Percy Butler. I think he's back. He's on a rookie deal. So a lot of the guys on a rookie deal will last because of that. But don't be surprised if some of them get cut training camp or traded. You never know.
I think Allen gets cut. I mean, traded. I'm sorry, not cut.
Oh, okay.
I think Allen gets traded. I think Leno gets cut or traded. I don't even know if nobody gonna want Leno.
Leno will get cut for sure.
St. Jude probably is gonna get traded.
Yeah. They say here, Curtis Samuel. We got to keep Curtis Samuel. I think you have to find a way to keep Curtis Samuel. He's too good of a weapon. Sure hands. I mean, yesterday he kind of made a catch that I felt was difficult, but listening to the people at home, they saying he should have twisted his feet or he should have caught the ball with his hands, not his body. He wouldn't have fell out like that. But I mean, I feel like Curtis has done enough to be able to keep his job. So we'll see.
And people, that is a lot coming from Z.
Yeah.
Coming from Z. Curtis been my man from day one. I've been on the Curtis train from day one. Z was hating, saying get him out of there.
I wasn't hating. I was mad. I wasn't hating. When we signed Curtis, I was excited. I wasn't hating. I just was upset that he kept getting hurt. That hamstring injury set him out damn near the whole first year and it lingered into the second.
He was hating.
Never hated on Curtis Samuel. He's called a spade a spade. I learned that from Reedie. Call a spade a spade.
But he tends to always want to get people that's injured. Like he has no, because he's never been injured in his own personal football when he played football, he never was injured, so he doesn't know what it's like to be injured.
Yeah,
That's the
I
thing.
most I had
Come
was
back
most
from
I had
injury.
most I had was a stinger, Bobby.
Yeah.
Most I
But
had.
yeah, Curtis Samuel, absolutely. That's the only person I will resign.
Yeah, what we think about Brown? If you talking about Bieniemy Brown, he's gone.
Yeah, he got to go. I'm
I
over.
mean, yeah, what we doing?
In the
It
off
ain't.
season, he was looking real sweet with them hype videos and all that. Coming into the season, did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Nathaniel,
He scored
Lestard,
that one. He scored that one touchdown.
every year he gonna get you one.
Yeah, and that one last year against the Titans. Well, no, he had two that game. That's a game I was out of my mind. I was out of it. And move Leno to the right side, if not cut him. Fuck Leno.
Cut Wiley, get him as far away from this team as
Wiley.
possible.
Yeah, you just got to cut your losses with Wiley. Man, it's gonna be a lot. I think
Absolutely. I absolutely
it's a
agree
lot.
with you, Wes.
It's a
I
lot.
absolutely agree with you, Wes. They definitely should have hired a coach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Before making any roster decisions.
The coach is probably going to be hired. What's this? January free agency start in March. We may have a coach before January ends.
Yeah.
Today the 8th. National Championship tonight. The playoff Super Bowl is what, February 10th?
11th.
11th. We'll have a coach before January ends. I believe.
I don't even see the GM going that far to the Super Bowl where we don't know who we're gonna get, because I don't think San Francisco is actually gonna get there.
They might.
They might. They got a chance, but
I never doubt Kyle.
I don't think that they're gonna get there.
Yeah. 2023 free agent pass rushers. Let's see. Got a list you can pull up? I'm going to pull one up on my end. Oh, no, it's 20. I'm saying 2023. Damn, it's 24. Get my. It's this passwords. I don't even see it. Why wasn't Cole Turner used? He stayed injured all the time. Always injured. All right, PFF. Let's see. Chris Jones, Kirk Cousins. Josh Allen from the Jaguars. I don't think they let him go. Brian Burns from the Panthers. Don't think they really let him go either. Well, Chase Young will be a franchise. Will be a free agent. Should we bring him back?
Absolutely not.
Daniel Hunter of Minnesota. I ain't really seeing a lot of names popping out. Bryce Huff. I don't really know who that is from the Jets. It ain't much on the edge. This free agency. Yeah, Chase Young right there. It's a top free agent comparison to Chase Young. Brian Arakpo. They are playing with Chase.
Arakpo might be better.
Somebody said on the radio yesterday, in like 1 or 2 years, Chase Young might be out the league. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Jonathan Grenard with the Texans. It ain't a whole lot of names that's standing out on the free agency for real. As far as edge rushers, so you definitely probably got to go draft for that. But I would think if we don't get Harrison, I definitely would want somebody like T. Higgins. But he probably gonna want that bag, so we probably can't spend it. Let's see here. Antoine Winfield's a free agent. Jalen Johnson, Bears definitely gonna keep him. Sneed from the Chiefs is a free agent. Michael Pittman. I mean, of the list, I think Daniel Hunter is probably the best name to stand out as far as the edge. I don't know what type of money he's gonna demand. Mike Evans is a free agent. But of course, you know this list can change after the season. It's gonna be a lot of cuts, cap casualties. Ooh, Calvin really a free agent, but they definitely gonna keep him. Saquon Barkley is a free agent. Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry gave a farewell to the Titans basically yesterday. That's Reedie man right there. Gilmore is a free agent. Schultz, I wanted Schultz last year. Connor Williams, center, Miami Dolphins. Levante David, Clowney in 1 year guy. Zadarius Smith. Patrick Queen. I definitely think we're going to go after Patrick Queen, whether we get McDonald or not. Definitely get St. Jude. Needs to get the hell out of Washington with his fake ass seatbelt win. That is hilarious. But yeah. What else you got, bro?
I'm tapped out at this point. I don't have anything else. I think we need to go in depth into this free agency and to this draft. But at the current moment, I mean, it's just all hypotheticals because we don't know.
Mm-hmm. We got over here. Check this. Kirko can't get 10 million. I don't think Kirko gets 10 million. It's a Greenert from Houston is having himself a nice season, I'm pretty sure. Josh Allen, the Jags, I talked about him. Brian Burns could potentially hit the market. We got to get the GM for sure. Queen. Move back to take Jalen Daniels. Why don't we just get JD at 2? You sold on Daniels?
I don't think I want him at 2. I feel like if we're going to get him, we can move back to get him. We can trade out of that spot, trade back, and pick him up.
Wes loves
get some more draft capital. That's what I would do.
Wes
absolutely free EB. Nobody likes him. None of the players liked him.
Yeah, Cosme coming out talking about he wish we ran the ball more. Logan talked about how, working with EB was definitely interesting. Basically saying that, he's a guy he's tough. He was definitely something new for them. But he's a guy that you appreciate because he shows up as the same person every single day. And he's going to push you to the max, basically. But it definitely was like a shocker to have to go from whatever they had to get somebody coming in like that, demanding what he was demanding from them.
And he still didn't get the best out of him. So, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know.
Do y'all think they should let the new head coach bring in his own offense coordinator, defense coordinator? Absolutely.
I feel like that's a given.
Yeah, that's absolutely. The GM needs to bring in the coach. The head operations, whatever, needs to bring in the coach, and the coach can hire whoever he wants. Whomever. No Jim Zorn situations. If he don't want EB, he don't want him. Get him out of here. It is what it is. I mean, EB came here to prove that he could call plays and do his thing, and he was sketchy. So whether you want to blame it on the talent, whether you want to blame it on the O-line, Sam, it ain't Sam who calling them plays on 3rd and 2. Yeah, Sam ain't calling them draws in 3rd and 2, so yeah. So yeah, I mean, we gave y'all an hour today. Talked about a lot. We definitely gonna jump back on here real soon, because it's gonna be a lot going on. Make sure y'all, engage with us. We thank y'all for continuing engaging with us and keeping us on our toes. Until next time, like, share, subscribe, follow Reed and Z on all platforms. Love y'all.
Hey, church, it's your birthday. So,